Welcome to Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Ah, yes, let's take off our shirts and wrestle in a basement. No homo, though. Let's start an underground cult instead of going to therapy. Yeah, because therapy is for the weak boys. You see, therapy is for pussy! All you mindless maggots know the first rule of Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. And yet, every single one of you film bros on this platform have made a video about it anyway. Did we learn nothing? Yeah, I hear you right now. But Zane, you're talking about it right now, bro. What are you talking about? You're being a hypocrite. And yes, I am. Yes, I am, Bradley. But guess what? I am making this homoerotic. You see, I am making this existential. I am gonna make this cut sharper than your daddy issues. So don't fucking question me. Based on the book with the same title, Fight Club is a 1999 psychological satire written by Jim Uhls and directed by David Fincher. On a budget somewhere between 63 to 65 million, the film grossed 101 million, just barely making twice its money back. The film stars baby daddy Brad Pitt in the hottest he's ever looked, Edward Norton, Helena Bonham Carter, Meatloaf, and jump scare, Jared Leto. I read the novel sometime in, I want to say 2021, but you know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a goddamn thing about Man, Fight Club is not deep. You were just 14, horny, and no one told you it's okay to cry. And what did we get after that? A bunch of men with podcasts and nicotine addictions thinking this movie understands them. This is the truth. The film is not about freedom. It's not about chaos. It's about solitude so loud it needed to create its own alter ego just to scream. Gentlemen, we are not here to romanticize the punch, but mourn the scared little boy underneath. This is Fight Club. The film opens moving through the cells of the American white man whose pores and sweat we jolt out of. The narrator, yes, he is not given a name. The look on his face tells us he's about to piss his Calvins. He's got a gun in his mouth, and whoever is holding it tells him he's got 3 minutes. Being a 90s film, naturally, we are going to get a bunch of narration throughout this film. And our little trusty dusty narrator brings up a man named Tyler Durden, who is, well, we'll get there. The two boys have front row seats for the theater of mass destruction. The demolition committee of Project Mayhem wrapped the entire foundation of a dozen buildings with blasting gelatin, and in 2 minutes, all the bases will blow and a few blocks out will be reduced to nothing but smoldering rubble. And somehow, the narrator realizes that all of this, the gun, the revolution, the bombs, has to do with a woman named Marla Singer. We shoot back in time to him laying in bed telling us how for 6 months, he wasn't able to sleep because of insomnia. He works a boring, soul-sucking office job where everything is fake, a copy of a copy of a copy. One of the film's biggest themes kick into gear as the narrator looks through an IKEA magazine and starts ordering things over the phone. He's become a slave of some sort. Anything nice he saw, he had to have it. There's a great shot of all the ads he bought appearing in his apartment as the camera sweeps, and our narrator thinks, what kind of dining set defines me as a person? The narrator visits a doctor who tells him he can't die from insomnia, so he's like, okay, what about narcolepsy? And the dog just tells him to lighten up. What? He's begging Dog to just give him something, but womp womp. All you need is healthy, natural sleep, he tells him. Chew valerian root and get more exercise. But he's in pain, doctor.
Swing by First Methodist Tuesday nights. See the guys with testicular cancer. That's pain.
Wait! What was that?
Did you catch that? And that's exactly what his ass did, under the pseudonym Cornelius. While the group leader comforts the current man speaking, we see yet another flash of this mystery man. Everyone's ordered to split into pairs, and Mr. Cornelius is paired up with a man named Bob. Mr. Bobby has a set of man titties due to his testosterone being too high after he started taking hormones, and he did that because, the cancer snatched his balls away, and his body ended up upping the estrogen. Bob forcefully vents out his frustrations, and after after telling Cornelius it's his turn, that's when something happened. Our narrator completely lets go and starts crying inside this man's boobs, finding freedom in this. He slept like a baby that night, and this is the beginning of his addiction. He starts going to every type of support group you can think of. And you might think here, as I did, how can somebody keep up with all of that? But our little friend tells us that when you go to these support groups and you say as little as possible, people always assume the worst. These people would cry hard and our narrator would cry harder. Though he wasn't really dying, he wasn't a host of cancer or parasites. He was the warm little center that the life of this world crowded around. It's incredibly f***ed up and mentally ill behavior, but what's new, right? Then one day, she walked in, Marla Singer.
This is cancer, right?
Bro is being a hypocrite, saying that Marla is a liar. He's seen her at other groups. Her lie reflects his lie. The calls are coming from inside the house, And it got to a point where bro couldn't even cry anymore. So, we got a problem now. Like, he ain't getting no sleep. He ain't getting no work. Then he ain't getting nothing. I mean, how much ignorance is enough? At one of the groups, he decides to confront Marla, saying that he's on to her, naming all the groups she goes to every week that he goes to, and he threatens to expose her. But Marla says, bitch, I'll expose you too. Marla's excuse for going to the groups is because it's cheaper than a movie and the coffee is free. As for our narrator, he says that when people think you're dying, they really listen to you instead of
just waiting for their turn to speak.
Yeah.
Bookie Bear cannot cry if she is there. Like, if another faker is there, he can't cry. So he tells her, you need to skedaddle. They leave the support group together while he trails behind, suggesting that they split up the week. This is successful. And through all of this, Marla is stealing laundry, then goes across the street to sell it at a thrift store, walking through the streets without looking. Like, she is so unbothered by the world around her. Like, she's basically just ready to die at any minute. The narrator writes his number on a card, and Marla writes hers on his hand. When she walks out into the road again, she points out that the card doesn't have his name on it. So, who the hell are you?
Cornelius, Rupert, Travis, any of the stupid names you give each night?
He doesn't answer. A montage of the narrator hopping on and off of flights, doing jobs, everything in his day-to-day life, what he served on the plane, the people he meets on the plane, the single conversations they have, everything is a single serve. He is so sick. Like, he was saying on the plane, every time there's turbulence, he just prays that the plane crashes, because life insurance pays triple when you die. On one flight, we officially meet Tyler Durden, who's yapping about plane safety and how the reasons oxygen masks are on the plane are so that in a catastrophic emergency, you take giant panic breaths, making you euphoric, docile. The narrator asks what Tyler does for a living, and he says, why? So you can pretend you're interested?
You have a kind of sick desperation in your laugh?
Tyler reaches on the floor, grabbing his briefcase, and what do you know? The boys have the exact same briefcase. Tyler opens his, revealing that he makes and sells soap. Tyler then tells the narrator that, there are a bunch of household items that you can mix together to make explosives. What, nephew, why are we talking about this? And the narrator tells us that Tyler is by far the most interesting single-serving friend he's ever met. Okay.
Now a question of etiquette. As I pass, do I give you the ass or the crotch?
I'll take your ass. Come on. Sit on my lap. Don't be shy. Even though it's common knowledge, do I need to say this? All of his outfits in this movie, I'm talking about Brad Pitt, fly as fuck. I was really debating on buying a fur coat for this video. After landing, the narrator's unable to get his luggage because it was vibrating. And because it was vibrating, the baggage throwers... baggage handlers have to notify the authorities. The security guard says oftentimes it's an electric razor or, in rare cases, a dildo. And when the narrator tries defending himself, he's like, I do not own a dildo. And the guard just puts his hand up to him. He had everything in that bag. He had his Calvin Kleins, he had his DKNY shoes, he had his designer ties, dress shirts. But never mind that, because what the hell is Tyler doing hopping in his convertible and speeding off? And right when the narrator turns away, a man starts screaming outside, waving his arms. That's my car! more. How funny that our narrator's condo complex is a building called Pearson Towers, a place to be somebody. Our protagonist lives on the 15th floor of a filing cabinet for widows and young professionals. When he gets out his taxi, his condo has been blasted and on fire. Oh, all his IKEA furniture. I would have been pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I would have been pissed. It's all scattered along the sidewalk, not the yin-yang table. The bellman tells him there's nothing left up there, and the cops' orders were to not allow anyone inside. In a voiceover, he says days later, the cops told him that their guess is the pilot light might have gone out, letting out some gas, and that gas could have slowly filled the 1,700 square feet condo for days and days. Somehow, he finds a burnt piece of Marla Singer's number and calls on a nearby payphone, though he doesn't say anything and he hangs up. So instead, he whips out Tyler's soap company card, and he tells us he doesn't know why he decided to call Tyler, but I think we know. The boys meet at a bar, and the narrator's in a monologue about how he had it all. He had a stereo that was very decent. I had a nice sofa, a wardrobe that was getting respectable. You know, I was almost close to being complete. Tyler tells him to stop trying to be perfect after lecturing him about consumerism and being byproducts of a lifestyle obsession. We don't care about murder, prime poverty. We're only concerned with celebrity magazines and televisions with 500 channels, some guy's name on our underwear. Tyler says, never be complete. Tyler says, let's evolve. At one point, Tyler offers him a cigarette, but the narrator declines. I want you to remember that. After hours, they're outside the bar, and the narrator's saying he should find a hotel. But Tyler's like, lol, cut the shit. Just ask me, Bookie.
3 pitchers of beer and you still can't ask.
T Nasty know this guy called him because he needed a place to stay. And of course, the narrator rejects it. Tyler tells him, cut the foreplay and ask me.
Can I stay at your place?
Yeah.
They only walk a few feet before Tyler stops him, and he says like this really freaky question, like, you nasty. This is definitely one of the most popular scenes in the film.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
What?
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Bro, why am I getting bricked up right now? The narrator goes into a yap about his baby boy Tyler Durden, who was a major night person and worked while everybody was sleeping. A part-time projectionist for X films. And you wonder, what would a man like this be doing at a job like that? Because it affords him interesting opportunities like slicing a frame of biography into family films. He's sick. Tyler also works sometimes as a banquet waiter at the luxurious Pressman Hotel. Shh, everybody be quiet. Mr. Durden is famous for seasoning the lobster bisque, farting on the meringues, and some other pretty gross stuff that he does to the clam chowder. I think you can put the visual together. They go back and forth, and Tyler's reasoning that they've never been in a fight, and you never know if you're good at fighting unless you fight, so come on, hit me. What the hell was that? And apparently Edward Norton actually hit Brad too. Like, I guess David told him to hit him on his ear or something like that. Tyler socks him in the chest, and next thing you know, they're both like, okay, you hit me again. No, you hit me again. Tee. What the hell is happening right now? And the boys start pounding each other. No, not like that. Until they get tired. Sitting on the side of the curb, the narrator passes his beer saying, we should do this again sometime. Okay. When the narrator asks Tyler where his car is, T Nasty is acting like he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm trying not to point out every single little detail, and I won't, but it's, you know, it's like these little things. Tyler throws something out on the grass, and then the narrator would do it right behind him. It's like the film is planting these seeds. Tyler's been living in this house for a year. Most of the windows were boarded up. There was no lock on the front door from when the police or whoever kicked it in. The stairs are ready to collapse. I mean, look at these walls. This shit is dirty. None of the pipes work, and bro can't even take a shower to wash his musty man ass because brown water is coming out. Turning on one light meant another light in the house went out, and on top of all of this, there were 0 neighbors, just the warehouses and the paper mill. Another night, the boys are pounding each other outside the bar, and a group of guys approach to watch the show. Now this quickly turns into the crowd growing bigger and bigger. This is Tyler's debut of the iconic Hustler shirt. Yup. And it appears these beatings have given our narrator a chance to turn down the volume and get things done in his life, because he's out here finishing reports on time at the office. I mean, go off, I guess. I'm getting talented Mr. Ripley flashbacks while Tyler scrubs himself in the tub and the narrator is just hanging out in the bathroom with him. I've also done a video on that movie, check it out. Tyler asks his new roommate if he could fight anybody, who would it be? And the narrator says his boss. Tyler said he would fight his dad, and this is where we learn that our narrator doesn't know his dad. Pops left when he was 6 years old, married another woman, and had other kids, and did that every 6 years. It wasn't long before a bar worker gave the boys access to the bar's basement, where they officially had these gatherings. And every week, Tyler and the narrator gave the rules that both of them decided.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
All right, everybody say it with me. What's the first rule of Fight Club?
You do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, and then what's the second rule of Fight Club?
You do not talk about Fight Club.
Third rule, if someone yells stop, goes limp, or taps out, then the fight is over. Fourth rule, only 2 guys to a fight. Fifth rule, 1 fight at a time. Sixth rule, no shirts, no shoes. Seventh rule, fights will go on as long as they need to. And the 8th and final rule, if this is your first night at Fight Club, you have to fight. Just boys being boys. At the office job, restaurants, anywhere you can think of, there were always signs of who was a member, but you never spoke about it. Who you were in Fight Club is not who you were in the rest of the world. The boys see a Gucci underwear ad on a bus, and the narrator says he feels sorry for guys who are packed into gyms trying to look how Calvin or Tommy said they should.
Self-improvement is masturbation.
But self-destruction.
Right.
Fight Club wasn't about winning or losing. It wasn't about words. The hysterical shouting was in tongues like at a church. And when the fight was over, nothing was solved, but nothing mattered. Afterwards, everybody felt saved. The narrator is getting work done for his injuries while telling us that sometimes Tyler says stuff for him.
Fell down some stairs.
Him using this brown water to brush his teeth is grossing me out. One evening the phone rings and it's Marla asking the narrator where he's been the last 8 weeks. In the background, we can hear Tyler practicing with his nunchucks.
Where have you been the last 8 weeks?
I found a new one.
Even though they agreed to their own fights, Marla's been cheating, and that's how she knew the narrator wasn't attending. He tells her he found a new group, and she leans up interested, but it's for men only. He's trying to get off the phone as Marla tells him that she took what was left in her Xanax bottle, thinking it might have been too much. But this isn't one of those, real unalive yourself type of things. This just might be a cry for help. That night, we're shown in this very interesting shot of Marla having intercourse with a man, and we don't know yet if it's Tyler or the narrator. Though when the narrator wakes up, he realizes that Tyler's door is closed, and in the 2 months that he's been living with him, his door was never closed. The 4 condoms in the toilet tell him everything he needs to know. While eating breakfast, he's surprised to see Marla walk into the kitchen, and he asks her what she's doing in his house. So she says, you, and then leaves. And that's when Tyler comes downstairs with the cute pink robe on. Tyler met up with Marla because the narrator left the phone off the hook in a rush to get to work. He went to her apartment, and when they heard the cops outside, they dipped out. The pigs were banging on Marla's apartment, saying she's got every reason to live. And this girl is just cracking up jokes, calling the lady who lives in that apartment an infectious human waste. Tyler asks if the narrator's into her, and he says no. Lie. But don't get it twisted. T Nasty doesn't catch feelings. He calls Marla predatory, posing as a house pet. Miss Marley and me, she is truly a menace. Like right after her and Tyler screwed, she said,
My God, I haven't been like that since grade school.
Miss Jackson.
Every time I watch this movie, I forget about that line. She originally was supposed to say, I want to have your but Fox 2000 Pictures president of production at the time, Laura Ziskin, was like, no. And after David Fincher changed it, like she was even more upset, but they had already made a deal. So, he was like, no, I ain't changing shit. Tyler tells our hero he doesn't want him talking to Marla about him. And if he does, then they're done. Okay. Tyler makes him promise 3 times. And I'm sitting here staring at my screen like, what do you have, boyfriends or something? In another scene, Mr. T Nasty is putting Marla through the mattress. Woo! I know that's right. Tyler catches the narrator at the door listening and asks if he wants to finish her off. So now y'all sharing.
Who are you talking to?
Shut up.
The narrator's boss has had enough of his antics, the blood on his face, the dirty clothes, and more importantly, smoking inside the office. I thought you didn't smoke, little boy. Marla is still being slammed through the floor day and night, every hour, every minute. A man named Detective Stern with the arson unit calls our narrator with new info about the incident at his condo. Someone sprayed Freon into the front door lock, then tapped it with a chisel to shatter the cylinder. There was residue of ammonium oxalate potassium chloride, which means it was homemade. Blowing shit up with homemade dynamite. Tyler is walking by him, telling the narrator to tell the detective the truth, that he was the one who blew it up. The narrator points out how Marla and Tyler are never seen in the same room, but then goes on saying that his parents did the exact same thing, right? That night, Tyler decides to show our narrator how to make soap. And how do you do that? With render fat, of course. The boys sneak over a fence into a plot of land with barrels labeled biohazard. Tyler tells them that the salt balance has to be just right, which is why the best fat for soap comes from humans.
Wait, what is this place? A liposuction clinic.
And the boy still bags of body fat. T Nasty gives him a history lesson on ancients, leading to showing him a container of lye, the crucial ingredient.
Answer your hand, please.
Okay. Right after this, he pours the lye onto his hand and the chemical burn has the narrator on his bee's knees. He's screaming, trying to break free, but Tyler wants him to focus, because without pain or sacrifice, we would have nothing. The narrator's trying to go to his peaceful place, which is this cave and this meditative coping exercise that he learned at one of the support groups. Tyler slaps him, saying, focus, because this is the greatest moment of your life and you're missing it. Tyler wants him to give up, to know that someday he will die. He shows his matching scarred right hand and says, it's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. He pours the vinegar on his hand to neutralize the burn and says, congratulations, BB, you're one step closer to hitting bottom. Tyler sold his soap to department stores at $20 a bar. Sick. We were selling rich women their own fat asses back to them, the narrator says. Bro's been half asleep at work and left a copy of the Fight Club rules in the copying machine. And when his boss brings it to him reading aloud, this joker get low-key getting buck. Warning his higher up, a very dangerous man could have written that paper. A man who wears a button-down Oxford cloth. And the psycho might just snap and stalk from office to office with a, how do I say this? Mickey Mouse Catool pumping round after round into colleagues and co-workers. I mean, this could be somebody his boss has known for years. Someone very, very close to him. Tyler's words were coming right out of our narrator's mouth. The narrator gets recognized as Cornelius by Bob from the testicular support group. Things are going great for Big Booby Bob because he found something new. But the first rule of this new thing is he's not allowed to talk about it. Apparently they don't go on the same days. Therefore, that's the reason why he never saw Bob at the club. Bob asks if he's heard anything about the guy who invented Fight Club, because he heard the guy was born in a mental institution and only sleeps 1 hour a night.
Do you know about Tyler Durden?
One night, Fight Club's interrupted by a guy named Lou who owns the bar. Him and his homeboy are presumably gangsters and want to know who told these mother truckers that they could use his joint. Tyler says they made a deal with a guy named Irvin, and Lou lets them know that Irv is at home with a broken collarbone. T Nasty's mouth gets him in trouble because Lulu gets some hits in and T is just laughing, screaming, "Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!" And Lou messes up because when Lou turns his back for a second, Tyler jumps on him, all his blood gushing on this man's face, and he's begging Lou to let them keep the basement. And he is so disturbed that he lets Mr. Looney Tunes have it. Tyler gives everybody in the club a homework assignment to go out and start a fight with a total stranger. Start a fight and then lose. We see multiple examples of this happening, and the narrator tells us how it isn't as easy as it looks because most people, well, at least normal people, people do just about anything to avoid a fight. Well, welcome to the big old 2025, my friend. After threatening his boss and then proposing an opportunity to be kept on the office payroll as an outside consultant, the narrator is fired. His boss calls for security to come up, and this dude starts beating himself up.
What the hell are you doing? Why would you do that? Please stop!
To the point of gushing just when the cops arrive. Okay, we now have corporate sponsorship, fellas, and this is how Tyler and our narrator were able to keep Fight Club going every single night of the week. Tyler was giving homework assignments after Fight Club every night, tens and tens of men causing destruction, acting juvenile around the city, and Fight Club has expanded beyond the city that they're in, like it's going on around the country. In a short and very randomly placed scene, Tyler is talking directly to the audience. I like themes and messages to be subtle, but like it's just like, come on guys, we're making it a little bit obvious, aren't we? Even though I don't like the scene, I'm gonna read it to you anyway. You are not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet. You're not your khakis. You are all the singing, all dancing crap of the world. One morning, Marla comes downstairs, and I guess our narrator is starting to care about her because he asks her what she's getting out of all this. Are you happy? But she switches it on him, and he changes the subject because he can hear Tyler talking in the basement. Marla and Tyler are talking to the narrator at the same time. She brings up the day that he came over to her house playing doctor. You know, what was all that about?
Talk to me.
Let go of me. No, leave me alone. This conversation is over.
I mean, it's so obvious, right? How is he not catching on here? In the basement, Tyler sets up bunk beds. There's one guy standing outside like a soldier, and T Nasty tells him he's too young and goes back inside. If the applicant is too young, tell him he's too young, too old, too fat, he tells the narrator. And if the applicant waits 3 days without food or shelter, he may enter and begin his training. 3 days go by, and eventually they let him in. Even Bob is there, but Tyler tells him he's too old and too fat. So when he turns to leave, the narrator stops him. He's like, no, I was just playing, like, come back in. The first applicant shaves his head like a monkey ready to be shot into space, ready to sacrifice himself for the greater good. And the cycle repeats. The members grew. Look at them all doing slave labor as Tyler speaks over his megaphone. You were all maggots. You were not beautiful or unique snowflakes. You are the same organic matter as everything else. So why? Why is all of this happening?
In Tyler we trusted.
No, this is a cult, babe. This is a cult. Y'all are a bunch of idiots. All the guys gather around to watch the news about a recent scheme they pulled out of spray painting a smiley face and 2 burning eyes. Like, how the hell did they even manage to pull this off? After the narrator asks them what they did in confusion, Bob says,
Sir, the first rule of Project Mayhem is you do not ask questions, sir.
Project what? Project Mayhem is on the roll. All the boys wait at an event, yanking his trousers down and taping his mouth shut. Tyler tells him he's going to call off his investigation and publicly state that there is no underground group, or else the boys are going to take his balls. He tells them that the people he's after are the people he depends on. They cook his meals, they haul his trash, they connect his calls, they drive your ambulances, they guard you while you sleep.
Do not us.
After the narrator kicks the shit out of Jared Leto, I wanted to destroy something beautiful, is what he says. A man picks up the boys, reminding them about their long-term airport parking privileges. In the car, the narrator's asking Tyler why he wasn't informed about Project Mayhem, and Tyler says, look bro, Fight Club was the beginning. Now it's left the baseline, and it's Project Mayhem. Crybaby is saying that Mayhem is as much as his as it is Tyler's, and that they're in this together. And Tyler's like, babe, Cupcake, you are not listening. We are not special. This does not belong to us. A whole bunch of nothing. Tyler's telling this soft boy to forget about what he knows about life. Forget what you know about friendship, Barney, blah, 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 blah. This movie is going on too long. We have 40 minutes left. 40 minutes left in this damn movie. And we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. Oh. Cars on the road are swerving, tension is rising, and our hero has had enough. He's like, Fight Club, you, Marlon, I'm just sick of this shit. Tyler calls him pathetic when he grabs the wheel before revealing he was the one who blew up the condo. You see, hitting bottom isn't a weekend retreat. It's a seminar. Stop trying to control everything and just let go. So he does.
We just had a near-life experience.
Hello? Hello?
The narrator wakes up one day and Tyler is gone. His room has maps and plans laid out. On the back of his door are all the members' IDs with the label human sacrifices above it. And after going downstairs, he's having a Darren Aronofsky mother moment, wondering where the hell these people came from and why the hell y'all in my house? Of course, you cannot ask questions about Project Mayhem, so he just goes with the flow. Marla asks if she can come in, but the narrator says that Tyler isn't here. Raccoon-eyed with a bottle in his hand, looking a drunk mess, and Marla storms away. There's suddenly a bunch of noise and a member is called in with 2 gunshot wounds. The boys were on assignment and were supposed to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, destroy a piece of corporate art, and trash a franchise coffee bar until a cop shot Bob in the head. He lifts up Bob's head and oh my god, it's so graphic, like just gushing blood and that's nasty. Bobby ain't deserved that, man. Come on. The narrator's calling everybody a moron because y'all were running around in ski masks. Like, what did y'all expect? Jared Leto says bury him in the back, but the narrator's like, no, this is not evidence. This is my friend.
In Project Mayhem, we have no names.
This is a man, and he has a name, and it's Robert Paulson.
And one guy is like, oh my god. He's like, oh, I get it. In death, after Project Mayhem, one has a name, and this guy's name was Robert Paulson.
Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb?
I just, like, sheep, right? Sheep. The narrator runs upstairs seeing a bunch of tickets and gets a call from Detective Stern who wants to see him in Texas. Bro flies to all the cities on Tyler's used ticket stubs, bar hopping, city to city. He flies through, seeing all the different clubs his creation has influenced. Some guys are saying Tyler Durden has plastic surgery every 3 years and nobody knows what he truly looks like, etc. Again, you know, at this point, we are just waiting for Bubba to catch up. He goes into another joint seeing a bartender with a head brace on who recognizes him, saying that our hero was there last Thursday, standing exactly where he is now, and he asked how good security was.
Do you know me?
Is this a test, sir?
Who do you think I am?
You're Mr. Durden. You're the one who gave me this.
Mr. Durden rushes to his hotel room, Carlin Marla, asking her if they had sex. We know the answer to that. This is the first scene that Marla calls him by his actual name, and bro is tripping out. But that's when, wait a minute. Everybody be quiet. This is it. This is the moment. This is the outfit. There's a 12-inch figurine of Brad Pitt in this exact outfit, and one day I am going to convince myself that I need to buy it. This is the hottest this man has ever looked. The buzzed head, the fur coat, the orange mesh shirt, the pants, the shoes, the shades.
Oh, fuck.
I would him right there on the spot. Yup. For the rest of the plot breakdown, I will refer to the narrator as Tyler 1, and we will refer to his chaos demon as Tyler 2. Tyler 1 is asking his projection why everybody thinks he is him. Like, baby doll, what are you not getting? We start having flashes of events throughout the film where Tyler 1 has taken Tyler 2's place. Everything and everywhere Tyler 1 has wanted to upgrade his life and image is the exact embodiment of number 2. I look how you want to look, I like you want to I'm smart, I'm capable, and most importantly, I'm free in all the ways that you are not. Tyler 1 rented the shitty house he's in and he doesn't sleep because he's up all night making soap and or putting Marla through the mattress. Tyler 1 finally catches up with the audience, and after getting home, he calls all the buildings he planted bombs in. Tyler 1 follows Marla into a restaurant where they are waited by one of his followers. Anything they want to order is free of charge, and when Marla asks why, he waves it off and she orders clam chowder, fried chicken with a baked potato, and a chocolate chiffon pie.
Clean food, please. In that case, sir, may I advise against the lady eating clam chowder? No clam chowder, thank you.
Tyler formally apologizes to Marla, saying he really likes and cares about her, before going into a tirade that she's in danger and she needs to get out of any major city, and as you expect, she thinks he's crazy, telling Tyler he's got very serious emotional problems and should seek professional help. I ain't gonna say nothing. Marley can't do this anymore, and Tyler chases her outside, jumping in front of a bus, giving her money and begging her to get on and get out of the city. Tyler goes into the police station, confessing to everything, being the leader of a terrorist organization, telling them where the Breaking Bad house is, Robert's body in the backyard, the bathtub of everything. He believes that the ultimate plan is to destroy the buildings of these credit card companies, because if you erase the debt record, then everybody goes back to zero. Well, I mean, let him go. Ooh, sorry. Is it that bad? I don't know. This sounds like a hero to me. When the final detective leaves, turns out that the 3 other piggies in the room with Tyler are part of Project Mayhem. They remind Tyler that, you made the rule that if anybody snitched on Project Mayhem, give me them balls, and we. So he's like, wait, I'm not Tyler Durden. I'm not Tyler Durden.
You told us you'd say that too.
I'm giving you a direct order. We are aborting this mission.
Yeah, he also told them that he would say that too. I mean, they yank his pants off, but Detective Stern comes back, helping Tyler to take his chance and grab one of their guns, escaping. Frantically running through the streets, almost getting hit by cars, dumps the papers right by Franklin Street, and by one of the buildings, Tyler number 2 appears, still looking scrumptious. Bro teleports inside, Tyler number 1 shoots him, only breaking the glass. He leaps inside, going to the garage, and finds a van with all the Project Mayhem goodies, and a 25-minute timer. Let it be known that there are 10 other bombs in 10 other buildings, and nobody's inside of these buildings. So, I mean, it's not like we're killing anybody. As Tyler 1 cautiously picks up pieces, number 2 starts sabotaging. He pulls the wire that number 2 was warning him not to, and nothing happens. That's when Tyler 2 kicks his creator, locks its doors, and tosses the keys. On the security camera, all we see is a crazy little man pointing a gun at the back of the van. Number 1 shoots his imaginary daddy, and nothing happens. The gun's thrown out of his hand, and number 2 punches him in the face. Daddy is teleporting as Tyler starts running from himself. This feels like a final boss level in a video game. Poor guy is really beating himself up, slamming into a concrete wall, throwing himself down a flight of stairs. I know the stuntmen went through it. We're now back at the beginning of the movie, the front row tickets to view the collapse of financial history, one step closer to economic equilibrium. The cult followers have kidnapped and carried Marla all the way up to the building. Tyler 2 is telling his creator to take responsibility, since he manifested this version of himself, and he did all of this. 60 seconds left. Tyler the creator saying he's not real and that the Glock isn't even in his hand, and when he looks down, the gun is now in the creator's hand. Tyler 2 is like, LOL, good for you, Boo Bear, but it doesn't change a thing. So the creator puts the gun to his head. He loads it and says, my eyes are open, then pulls the trigger. Chaos Demon Tyler now has a hole in his head and drops to the floor, disappearing. And yes, Tyler number 1 is still alive. I don't care what anybody says, this still bothers me till this day. The reason that he is still alive is because apparently the gun was at an angle and he just shot out of his cheek. Go back. Go back and look at it. It is literally just straight in the back of his mouth. I'm not buying this. But you know what? Whatever. It's a movie. Anyway, all the boys come upstairs to find Tyler with blood all over him. Marla's dragged in, cussing up a storm. Tyler orders the boys to leave and then turns to Marla, letting her know that everything's gonna be fine. That's when all the buildings start blowing up and the couple grab each other's hands. I was honestly thinking about going all out for this video, but I was like, I don't think that the film really warrants that. We have enough of that. So many people have analyzed the fuck out of this movie, and I've been trying to work on making my own takes longer. People have said that they want my segment at the end to be longer, but for this video we gonna keep this short and sweet. I think men's mental health is a very serious problem that's never taken seriously due to the weight of what we're told that strength should look like, right? We don't see the wounds because they don't bleed. They bottle, bury, implode. And still, the world tells us, be harder, be tougher, be a man. Fight Club is not a celebration of masculinity. It's a funeral for it. This is performance art. You're not angry at the system. You're angry that you're not at the top of it. You're not fighting to be free. You're fighting because you're lost and scared, and no one ever taught you how to handle your emotions in a healthy way. To our narrator, Tyler is empowerment, but actually, he's escapism, building God in his own image and designing him exactly how he wants to be. Fearless, worshipped, stylish, and emotionally vacant. There is a slippery slope though, because it's not like, you know, this is brotherhood. Like, no, this is obsession. The narrator's obsession with Tyler is 10 times stronger than whatever he has going on with Marla, which, you know, that whole situation is a hot mess, and she does bring, you know, a little gleam of happiness in his life, but he is mainly focused on this dude. Like, the manifestation of Tyler Durden is not self-improvement, it's self-erasure. Kind of like how queer men try to erase the side of themselves they deem unlovable and worthless, so you design the persona. These basement fights are like emotional foreplay, physical touch in a secluded area. It's rough foreplay, but don't all boys like it rough? Following the film's release, several fight clubs were reported to have started in the US. A gentleman's fight club was started in Menlo Park, California around 2000 and had members mostly from the high-tech industry. A bunch of sheep is what I'm hearing. The message just, like, the movie just went right over their head. There are two sides of the same coin when we talk about masculine satire in film that I personally feel like can best be represented in not only Fight Club, but also in American Psycho, which I've done a video on. Check it out. And to put it sharply, I much prefer American Psycho. Everything about Fight Club in terms of its filmmaking, its acting is phenomenal. You can say it's not your bag, you didn't vibe with this movie, whatever, but no one can ever say that it's bad. Sound, style, aesthetic, it's all there. It's punchy, the wordplay, the clues planted. Sure, you can guess this is all in his head very, very early on. I mean, it's not rocket science, but the major difference between the way that this film and American Psycho handle its irony is that American Psycho 1 doesn't have its head shoved 11 miles up its ass, 2 is not jerking itself off, and 3, it's not beating every theme that the film is offering like right over your head multiple times. And let me make it clear, I do not hate this film. This is a fantastic film, but it's what it is and what ruins it for me, why I really can't enjoy this much as I probably should be, is because of the incels and, like I said, the sheep like men around the globe. This movie is literally about y'all. Like, it's literally critiquing you. This movie hates you. It's not a Bible. It's not a self-help seminar. It's a cautionary tale with a six-pack. And I'm just going to slide in and add that, you know, a lot of what I said right here can also be applied to American Psycho, right? And I expect comments saying I'm contradicting, but I'm gonna just hammer it in again. Where it differentiates is we are rooted more in reality in Fight Club, and I'm using reality generally and very loosely because, I mean, look at our narrator, look at the material, but everyday average low-income citizens, service workers, all that is rooted more in reality. But with Bateman, he is a fucking millionaire. He is part of the 1.5%, and the film knows exactly what it's doing. And there's something fantastical about it. It's out of touch. And do I even need to mention that Chuck Palahniuk, who is the author and creator, is a gay man, just like guess who? Bret Easton Ellis, who wrote and created American Psycho. We are missing the plot, fellas. This narrator is out here being mentally ill, you know, losing his mind, and y'all are like, bro, he's so real. What? Y'all did the same shit with Patrick Bateman. You turned it into an aesthetic. Oh, no. And let me add this into, you know, a lot of guys play off the infatuation to be a meme or to seem like they're trolling, but I see right through that shit and it ruins it for me. But not nearly as much how the theme is, as I said, beaten over your head multiple times. And you can say the same thing for American Psycho, but not really, because with that movie, there's a playfulness to it. You know, right? Patrick is not turning to the camera and telling the audience about consumerism and capitalism. Like, that is just literally, he's just a shallow person. You you have to pick up on it, or you don't, and you just take it at face value and you see an insecure man in a suit. So no, Fight Club was not an instruction manual. It was a mirror, and some of y'all still haven't turned around to look. You are not your job, you are not your furniture, but you are definitely not Tyler Durden. What are your opinions on Fight Club? I'm prepared. Oh, I'm prepared. I am prepared for the comments to come. I know there are some people who defend the out of this movie, and you know what I say to those comments? Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Everybody has the right to their opinion, okay? This is a safe space. Let me say it again for the boys in the back. This is a safe space. I know you're not used to hearing that. If you enjoyed this video, give your favorite hustler a thumbs up. Helps me out a lot. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new here and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss a new video. In the meantime, maggots, take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your spirit.